When Woklamat declared her intention to save the festival, I feared where it would lead us. I'm glad to see my concerns were unfounded. Traveling with so large and diverse group is unfamiliar to me. If she could see me now... Who's she? The Hanu's festival must be as central to their traditions as the Sundrop dance is to the Vanu. I have not forgotten our obligations to Woklamat, but it's moments like these, when we can immerse ourselves in the cultures of others, that fill me with anticipation for the new experiences this adventure will bring us. I noticed Suralja was not at the Hanu village. Yet in a contest like this one, it is only a matter of time until the claimants are pitted against each other in direct competition. I pray we don't cross paths with Bakul Jaja at the next feat. But even if we do, we have made a good start on these challenges. Hopefully we can keep it up. Look at us! The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. The success of others. Woklamat is eager to attempt the next feat. We have now won keystones from both the feats of reeds and the feats of gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one. So it would seem. By continuing to retrace Gurul Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the giants next. Like Kryl said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of the Yokui is in the upper reaches of the Urkopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around, through Kozama'uka. This route will take us closer to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So we call the Moblins first, then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. Why? Ah, yeah, I saw this. The flight of wee wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination. Of course. Who do you take me for? Then, as your guide, I will see to the arrangements. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty badly when I took a swing at Bakul Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of Wachumeqimeqi, and a good person to know. Want to come along? Let's go then. This is Aunt T's Tacos, named from its owner here, the lovely T. Soy. If you're after the best tacos in Tuliyollal, this place sits at the top with Exbaltia Tie. You say that, third promise, but you only ever eat Old Brook Evo's food. Come and buy mine for a change. Sorry, Tisol. It has been a while, hasn't it? I swear I'll stop for a bite once the contest is over. My, the third promise. How might I assist you this fine evening? Well met, Ropley. I need to buff a nasty nick out of my axe blade. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, were we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Tural's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? 'Tis child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Sagasite, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Thought she might have reason to visit Wachumeqimeqi sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropli, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Sagasite. You there! Stop dithering in the shadows and announce your business already. Oh. Oh, this guy came in my ship. I have seen that man somewhere before. He was on our ship, and he said something about failing at his job, or he needed a new job. He was coming to try his luck in the new world. Yeah, he was in our ship. Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Bonjantain? Yes, that was his name. You have been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pluck up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it then. Why are you here? That is to say... okay. And we're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if you could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by link pearl if you find him first. You were conversing with Master Ropli, but wait. We have met before, haven't we? On the ship. You have found him? Good. I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ropli or not? Please, you needn't concern yourselves with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. What are you going on about? I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Tuliyollal, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewelry making in all of Ul'dah, Eshtaime's Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpieces of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking, mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling doubt had possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet as you witnessed, I lacked the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his ill-spent existence. All right then, you offered the morsel, then served us the full course? You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice. Then, you have experience with my predicament? Of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers? Well, when you put it that way, kinda. Not me. I'm Buklemat, the promise of Tuliyollal. Daughter of the Dawn Servant. Oh, of course. You're a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. But what of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting? You can't measure your worth by the success of others. On occasion. How can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standards, no new commissions will be forthcoming. What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Looking back, it was my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients, and I admired him deeply for it. But in the course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft, as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important. What is truly important. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. But yes, I'm glad to see Fonjantain is giving himself another chance. I can't help but wonder if Fonjantain will follow through. Let's see if he's actually going to talk with Ropley. Our lurker seems a changed man. I'm not sure it even is the same man. It was kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I have found my courage. Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fonjantain, and I am a goldsmith from Ul'dah in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wachumeqimeqi, if you will have me. I ask only for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. So that's what it was about. You were looking for work. Consider yourself hired. Wachumeqimeqi is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow? Yes, of course. I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice. I don't know that I was all that helpful. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had that moment of much-needed self-reflection. The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and wanting, ready and waiting, behold the sublime touch of a Wachumeqimeqi artisan. Oh, it's as sharp and deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you, Fonjantain. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I would be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should head for the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Erenville waiting. All that waiting was making me hungry, so I tried a taco from both Exvalgia Tie and Armed Teas. I think I prefer tea salt's spicier flavors. I went to re-examine the Tuliyollal saga. Should we continue apace, we shall soon come face to face, or rather face to knee, with those enormous Yokhui. I am told some of them tower over even the hulking Gulul Jaja. I wonder what Erenville's alternate means of travel is. I wandered through the Bayside markets and found earrings almost identical to mine. They indeed seem to be a common travel charm, just as Mablu described. Enough with the secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Look there. That is my big plan. What? What is that? It's a Punuti. She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do we know she would trash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures, for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her reason to. First alpacas, now Punutis. We are relying a lot on animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. But did it have to be my old nemesis? Another boat? Well, I took you for someone who was up to the challenge. Was I wrong? Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kozama'uka rode these riverboats that move swiftly through hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Tuliyollal now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. You said you borrowed one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Koana! He smiled. Lamati. Traveling up the river, I presume? Seems that way. Does this mean you have earned 2 keystones already? I can't believe how well you've managed despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. I have had my own entourage with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been, well, not that long. Thancred, Urianger, what are you doing here? Escorting a promise, same as you. I had heard much of the incomparable Archons during my time at the studium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. I contacted the Scholarch, who arranged an introduction to these 2 gentlemen. The second promise had the specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must boast both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus did Tancred and I receive the summons. My own studies concentrated on technology with which our people could readily use, such as inventions born of magitech or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you two, I expect you had other reasons for accepting the job? A few. The nation of Tuliyollal spans an entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace? Where is our place if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Urianger at times, but is surprisingly... That's quite enough of that. We must be on our way. Wait, I have one question before you leave. Koana and Wuklamat are vying for the throne. As Koana's entourage, does that mean you are resolved to defeat all his opponents, including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Koana, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back and expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. I thought you were taking a boat. If even you have been forced to travel in water, then the others will be doing the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. It's true that I can't stand boats. But I trust the route Erenville has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Punnuti to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away, as far from the front of the boat as possible. Then we shall remain on deck and stand guard. Although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Erenville, just in case. I would like to stay on the deck. I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. And I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own in the battlefield. Then Kryl would stand on guard with Sakasite. I'll keep Erenville company then. With my blade, I can respond more quickly to threats than Alfino. Thank you. If a fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. Then I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you are ready. Is this the first dungeon? Hehehe. Let the hunt begin. Ihuykatumu are now accessible. Okay, dungeon, yes. Ihuykatumu. How did he get the stones previously? That is Bakujaja ahead of us. Be ready for anything. Oh no, he's hitting my... No! Looks like a Punnuti. Punnuti. What the hell? Okay. Black Mage rotation is gonna take some time to get used to. Oh, hey! Okay, you bastards. What the hell? Oh, look at this. Oh, good. Nice. We can't simply sneak by, can we? I know it's slower with thrusts, but good way to learn the fight. Apollyon, Apex Predator.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Hey! Everyone all right?
I was worried it might not catch up to you. Those caverns you traversed were dug by the Yoku in their search for gold. Remnants of their excavations can be found throughout this region. While I appreciate the lesson, oh wise guide, are we landing this boat anytime soon? Our river journey is almost over. For proof of that, you need only look ahead. The falls were impressive enough from a distance, but it's almost too much now. Yes, amazing. Now please let me off. No more boats. Are you... Oh, you're not all right. I should be surprised if she was. Even without the nausea, we're all spent. There is a mountain shelter nearby, a resting spot for those who have ascended the stairs. I suggest we make use of it. That would be a welcome respite. Have you the strength for a short walk, Wachumeqimeqi? We can rest along the way, too. Damn it all. A promise is meant to lead from the front, not mewl and moan like a sick kitten. Wachumeqimeqi. Ignore me. It's the nausea talking. And fine, really. Lead on. I'll follow. Very well. But if I might say one thing, just because you're a promise or a claimant for the throne doesn't mean you can't be seen to struggle. You needn't bear this burden alone, so please don't hesitate to talk to us. We're always willing to lend an ear. But, Kryl, Everyone's allowed to be weak sometimes. Leaning on others is a skill all leaders require. You as well, Sagasite? I've always believed this is my problem alone, but perhaps you have the right of it. Or some right. All right, I'll talk about things. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. Of course, as long as you need. We'll be waiting at the shelter when you're ready. I have long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting. That admitting to weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I would like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up to the others. We should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Then let's settle in. We'll need a cookfire, and there's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there.
Brash. So X is sh.
As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a true-born son, he raised me and Kona with no less love. One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title.
You can't measure your worth by the success of others. Why do you want the throne?
Why? Because my father built a nation where everyone can live in peace. And I want to keep it that way. I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tuliyollal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find the City of Gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wachumeqimeqi, but you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
Meanwhile, in the second Promises camp.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wachumeqimeqi's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye. But we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Baldessian. And then there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If she's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I've any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuliyollal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better, and I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
Not earn them.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
It's very likely that Bakul Jaja will try to steal him, meanwhile with the first promise.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn's servant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention, when I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside, after all.
Hmm?
And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Earlier with Bakul Jaja. Wait, what is the first promise planning?
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all.
I wonder if the house cat is dead yet.
Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliyollal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father.
Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our kin to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. But do it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet, somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind.
My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings! Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
Okay, so this confirms that Bakul Jaja is basically the bad choice. But his family, they live in a forest. What? Soralja, what is he planning? He's planning to sacrifice himself or something? And Koana sounds like a solid choice, but there must be a balance between Wuklamat's idea and Koala's idea. Koana's, not Koala's. Koana's idea. I mean, you can introduce technology, you can improve the situation of your people, but you cannot forget who they are, their rituals, their customs, their culture. Interesting. It doesn't matter if Wuglamat is scared of alpacas or gets sick on boats. It doesn't change who she is or what she means to her people. I have some small experience with the pressures of leadership and the crumbling beneath its weight, as you well know. If anything good can be said to have come from my failures, I hope it is my capacity to help others avoid similar mistakes. I'm glad we could take a moment to talk things through. Wuklamat seems much happier for it. It is good to see Wuklamat more sure of herself. Being able to say those things have brought me much relief. It's like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I can take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better. Will be better. For myself and for my people.